And the final headliner topic for this episode of the Rock News Roundup podcast is that Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday have announced a co-headlining North American tour that's going to kick off this August. Coheed is really filling up their schedule for 2025. It's going to be a big year for them because they're releasing their new album, Vaxxus. I don't just say Vaxxus. I say Vaxxus, the father of Make Believe. That's coming out on March the 14th. So they just announced this co-headlining tour with Taking Back Sunday across North America. This is going to be happening this summer. It's going to come with support from a band called Foxing, which is not a band that I'm super familiar with, but they're based out of St. Louis, Missouri. The pre-sale for this tour is going to happen for fans this Wednesday, January the 15th, and then the general on sale for everybody is going to be happening this Friday, January the 17th. And the very extensive list of shows is going to start August the 16th in the home of their opening band, Foxing, in St. Louis, Missouri, and then it's going to continue through till September the 21st in Seattle. If you're a Canadian fan like me, if you live in Southern Ontario, the tour date that's going to be of note for you, the one's going to be a note for me as well, would be August the 24th. That's going to be happening in Toronto at the Budweiser stage, which is a good venue. I've seen many shows at the Budweiser stage, formerly the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto, and that's going to be with Taking Back Sunday and Foxing. And this is actually on top of a very busy schedule for Coheed because they are going on tour with Periphery coming up in the spring, and that's going to be kicking off in May. And then after their tour with Taking Back Sunday in the summer, they're going to be going on their SS Neverender cruise in November, which is the signature Coheed and Cambria cruise, which is cool. They're going to be keeping themselves very busy, and of course, in addition to the tours, a lot going on musically. They released this thing called Claudio Covers at the end of 2024, which was acoustic covers that Claudio Sanchez did from Coheed and Cambria. It's like Smashing Pumpkins. They did a little version of Stumbleine from Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Very cool cover. Like, not a lot of people are going to cover Stumbleine, but that's a great Smashing Pumpkins song. And then the Coheed, the Claudio cover of that is very cool. There's a really cool cover of Your Love by The Outfield, if you're familiar with that 80s track. Great little cover of that. There's a cover of Taylor Swift, Welcome to New York. Really cool little collection of songs. And then what we've heard so far from this new record, Vaxxus, the father of Make Believe, what we've heard so far from this new record has been really solid. I've really enjoyed what I've heard so far, which is the first couple of singles. Searching for Tomorrow, really solid Coheed single. Rocks a Lot, Blindside Sunny, which is a little bit more loose. It doesn't feel quite as like that epic anthemic Coheed. It's a little bit more metal on that track. Really solid singles. And then the band just released a third single from this new album, Vaxxus 3, the father of Make Believe, Someone Who Can, which I listened to right before I started recording this podcast. Really cool track. It's upbeat, it's melodic, more on the poppy side of Coheed. And that's really the cool thing about them, is that they are a really great heavy hard rock guitar band, metal guitar band, but they do have a really melodic and poppy side. And this one almost has a little bit of like a Bruce Springsteen vibe to it. I found it to be really enjoyable. So I think this new album from Coheed is one of the more anticipated albums of 2025. I did my top most anticipated albums of 2025 video. They were on that. We don't have a ton going on so far for the year, but there are some key releases also kind of Coheed related. As I mentioned on last week's show, LS Dunes, which is a super group featuring Travis of Coheed and some other people as well. Anthony Green is in there as well as members of like Taking Back Sunday and Thursday. Their record is going to be coming out very soon. Not quite as into that as I am with Coheed. Really excited for the new record. And then I don't know, might have to pick up tickets to go see them in Toronto with Taking Back Sunday. That's like the perfect like mid 2000s emo rock lineup. If you grew up in the mid 2000s, if you were like, I think it was 2003, 2004, I was in college, so totally right in the target audience for bands like Coheed, bands like Taking Back Sunday. So might have to go pick up tickets for that. But really, like, such an extensive list of shows for Coheed for 2025, with that tour with Mastodon and Periphery kicking off in Salem, Virginia on May the 10th, and that really just continues right through. They're doing some festivals, and then that St. Louis, Missouri show kicking off their tour with Taking Back Sunday. So new music from Coheed, lots of live shows coming up. If you're a Coheed and Cambria fan, you should be in your glory in 2025. As I said, tickets for this tour with Taking Back Sunday go on sale for general audiences, for the general on sale this Friday, January the 17th.